Cloud has been a character that is on people's radars on and off throughout Smash Ultimate, but he finally got some love in a patch in 7.0. I always thought this character was fairly underwhelming considering his lack of kill potential, but I want to go over his buffs, where I think he is now, why the buffs are important, and just generally what my reaction is to people's reaction of him, if that makes sense. So as a quick summary, Cloud's dash attack sends farther in the sweet spot, forward smash falls out less, so it hits more reliably, up smash sends farther when hit at the tip, and also it is faster. It is frame 12 now, which is incredibly fast for the size. Your up special, you grab the ledge a little bit earlier, and your down special, you gain more meter, or you gain more limit gauge, I guess, as you charge it. So all those are pretty important for different reasons, so let's go over them one by one. Dash attack sending farther in the sweet spot range makes the move a lot closer to Smash 4, which would randomly kill you at 80 or 90, or not kill you at 140. It's very similar to Pikachu's dash attack now, although a worse version, because it's still weaker, but if you get caught with bad DI, that move is super strong. Something that makes it better than Pikachu's dash attack is the fact that at 2 frames, which is really, really good, where you don't really have a correct option to DI, because if you DI away, you'll die to the side blast zone. If you DI in, you'll die to the upper blast zone. That definitely happens a ton with several players, or with several characters, so you kind of have to be careful with that. So dash attack 2 framing is going to be very, very good now, although difficult for the sweet spot, because typically you're going to 2 frame with the sour spot because it obviously lingers. Again, I do think this is a pretty big buff, but at the same time, if you DI correctly, you're still really not going to die until like 140, 150, which Cloud should probably try to get kills earlier than that anyway. If I'm living against a Cloud till 140, 150, that is a ton of neutral interactions because his combo game is somewhat lackluster, so I think I would still be doing perfectly fine with that. Forward smash dropping less. I honestly didn't see this move drop a whole lot in the first place, so I don't know how big of a deal it is, but forward smash is a ridiculous move. When it lands, you get so much damage. It is super, super good, but I just don't think it happens often enough that like this buff like matters. I mean, obviously it does because better is better, but I never saw that move drop out in the first place, so I guess we'll take it as a Cloud player. Up smash being stronger at the tip and also being faster is honestly a pretty big deal. I think this is maybe his biggest buff because it is frame 12 now, so you can just kind of run up and up smash. This move is huge. It is one of the largest up smashes in the entire game. And it's fast, it's huge, it kills now with all the hitboxes. It doesn't have to just be the close hitbox, so you can swing with the tip of up smash and still get kills. I think this move is incredibly good now. Frame 12 is not reactable, especially given the input lag of Smash Ultimate, and it's really good. You can just kind of throw it out if you're expecting someone to jump now, and it's faster. I mean, I think it was frame 14 or 15 before, so a 2 or 3 frame difference with a kill move that is huge is a big, big difference. You can catch people landing on platforms, you can catch people if they air dodge to try to like air dodge an up air or something like that. Again, you can just kind of throw it out. I played a Cloud in Goku from Central Florida a couple days ago, and he definitely hit me with a couple up smashes or like threw it out, and I was like, oh my god, like right, I have to be careful about that move. So it is definitely pretty good. Again, strong, so it's a really good kill move for Cloud now. I think this is one of his most influential buffs because I do think that Cloud struggled to kill unless you hit with a limit move specifically, so this is going to alleviate that pain a little bit more, especially considering dash attack buff as well. So if they directionally air dodge away, you can dash attack them. If they neutral air dodge, you can up smash, so you're getting a bit more option coverage for kills. Up B grabbing the ledge faster, in my opinion, like it's obviously good because you have to react faster, but I do think this is one of the less important buffs just because you can still 2 frame him, you can still do everything you were going to do in the first place. It just changed basically where the sweet spot was, and it makes the sweet spot a little bigger. But if you're going to edgeguard Cloud, you're still going to edgeguard Cloud. I don't think this makes that big of a difference. Maybe that's just me being biased because I'm someone that is incredibly efficient at edgeguarding, and of course Pikachu being a character that can do it very easily, so maybe it is harder for a lot of other characters. I guess one of the biggest things is you're going to have to learn how to edgeguard this new Cloud because you can't do your old habits because a lot of your timings are going to be off because he will grab the ledge earlier, so you have to relearn how to edgeguard Cloud, which can be annoying, especially if you don't have a lot of experience against Cloud or you don't have someone to learn that from. It can be a pretty big deal, but I just think, I don't know, I think that people freaking out about this buff, this is like the least important buff he got other than the shield size buff. And along with up smash, I do think that the limit charge buff is really important because now, again, kind of like Smash 4, you can create a situation where people have to approach you. Like a lot of the times, people would just be able to like slowly approach and corner Cloud if he starts charging limit, but now, again, you hit someone off stage, you're going to get limit more. You get hit off stage personally as the Cloud, and then you can get limit faster in order to recover. I think that's honestly a really good use of it. So your recovery ends up getting better, your advantage state gets better, your neutral gets better because you can charge limit and get limit faster from being on stage, like running away from your opponent. So Cloud now has a little bit more control both in neutral, advantage, and disadvantage, which obviously those are the 3 states of the game. So that is a really big deal. You know, phrasing it that way, it's probably the most important buff that Cloud got, because also, if you have limit, obviously you have options that kill, being limit cross slash, you know, limit blade beam, and of course up B out of shield. So those are all going to be really, really important for Cloud. Getting limit more often in a game is always going to be better, considering it is your, you know, don't lose condition because you have your recovery. It is your win condition a lot of the times with side B and neutral B. It's just good. Like, limit is obviously very good. You get your stat increases, which makes your combos and your movement and your everything better. So having limit is obviously just really, really good for Cloud. So any way that you can get limit more often is going to be a huge plus in his book. However, all of that said, I do think that Cloud, people hyping him up to be like a high tier or almost top tier now, it's a bit overblown. Cloud still does have a ton of flaws that I've gone over in my tier list videos, although I've never made a standalone video for Cloud, so I can talk about it a little bit more in depth right now. I do think that Cloud still, even with the buffs, struggles to kill given the fact of how frail he is, because Cloud's disadvantage state, I mean, down air's good and things like that, but he's still susceptible off stage, especially if he doesn't have limit, to edge guards, because his recovery is mediocre. I mean, he has directional air dodge, which is obviously good. His up B got better, but it is still very edge guardable, which isn't going to be good for him. So a la characters like Pichu and Sheik, who are like, I have a really strong control in neutral and I have crazy combos, but I'm squishy. Cloud is the squishy part, but without the crazy combos and the crazy advantage that those two characters have, because up air is not that good. Like, he's pretty good at juggling, but when he jumps, he basically makes his one committal option, because landing up air isn't going to cover air dodges because it's not good. He obviously does have fair, back air, and cross slash and neutral, which are all great tools, but he's not really fast enough to keep up with a lot of the meta, and a lot of characters, especially the good ones, can rising aerial him out of things like landing back air and landing forward air, so it's going to be hard for him to keep up with a ton of characters. However, obviously, he is better than he was before, because I put him at like low mid tier before, like maybe like bottom 20, 25, which I think is worse than a lot of people think he is, but I still think Cloud is in mid tier. I wouldn't even say upper mid tier. I would say he's kind of middle of the road, but middle of the road in Ultimate is actually below like the halfway point of characters. I do think Cloud is probably like 40th in the game as opposed to like 50th in the game. The buffs do matter and you have to know the matchup, but I do think this character just has a couple too many flaws to be incredibly powerful. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I feel like I've always been kind of a Cloud naysayer in this game, but I just don't see it. He still struggles with a ton of top tiers. He still gets out-camped, he gets out-killed, he gets out-comboed, he gets advantage stated really hard because all you really have is down air, but down air is really easy to hit from the side, in my opinion. Like, it's probably worse than Link's down air in disadvantage, in my opinion, because at least Link's down air, like, kills you. He struggles to kill. A lot of people can still run away from limit. Like, the fact that you lose limit is obviously really good from a game design perspective, because he doesn't just have the ability to spam back air safely on shield like he did in Smash 4, but obviously 15 seconds isn't a long time, so you like, he gets limit off stage because you hit him and he like jumps and air dodges to ledge, and then you kind of fight him in the corner and then slowly move your way backwards across the stage, and then suddenly he has 5 seconds of limit, so then you run off stage, wait, double jump, recover, and he can cross slash you, sure, but you can probably tech it unless you're at really high percents, or if you're a character that can afford to go under the stage, like Zero Suit, or like Pikachu, or like Yoshi, or like, there's a couple other characters like Rob, you can just stall it out super hard, which is not good for him. I mean, obviously, Limit Blade Beam, Limit Cross Slash are good moves by themselves, although you can parry the last hit of Limit Cross Slash and make it significantly more minus, which is really, really important in my opinion if you want to get good versus Cloud, because you don't have to be scared of like, oh god, I can't punish this move, he's gonna do that, especially into new up smash, like that would be really scary, probably break shield, but you can parry the last hit of Limit Cross Slash and get big punishes on it. So I don't know, I just don't see it, and like, again, maybe this is partly biased because Pikachu is one of Cloud's worst matchups, if not Cloud's worst matchup, so maybe I can just see the flaws way heavier than most characters can really abuse them or like hit him for it, so maybe that is the case and I'm not necessarily throwing that out the window. I just still really don't see it. Like, it's just, he still struggles to kill, and that's a big thing, especially in a game where a lot of characters can steal kills, like Game & Watch, like Inkling even, like, you know, Zero Suit, Palutena, Pikachu, Joker, character. Obviously, I'm comparing to top tiers, which isn't fair because I think he's a mid-tier character, but even characters like Ness and Bowser and King K. Rool all can steal kills and things like that. You know, he doesn't have projectiles to really play the camp game, so he gets out-camped by a lot of characters. He's just kind of in this awkward place where he wants to be aggressive, but doesn't have safe enough or good enough aerials to really do that, but he can't camp really. I mean, he can force approaches on characters that also can't camp because he can charge limit, but then like you go to the corner charge limit, you get hit out, and then you potentially get hit out of your double jump and die. So it's a really scary proposition to do that as Cloud. So I don't know, I just feel like Cloud's overrated in general. I definitely do not think he is a high tier character, but what do you think? Because obviously I've been a naysayer of Cloud for a while, like basically the entire game. So if you think he's better, just let me know down in the comments below. I would appreciate it. And yeah, that is going to be about it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, social media, Panda, and partner stuff is down below, and I will see you all next time.